And the Lord said, Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by. Now there was a great wind, so strong that it is splitting mountains and breaking rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake, and after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire a sound of sheer silence. So for those of us on the East Coast, we got to experience a bit of a storm, a bit of wind, and then I think for a lot of us we got to experience that silence, the calm at the end of the storm. Here, it was, I don't know, it was 1 something, and things seemed to have stopped, and I was kind of surprised because the weather station had said that we were going to kind of get the brunt of things around 3:30 or so. So I was assuming that, it was just a pause and that we hadn't really got the brunt of it yet. But then I poked my head out and I saw some birds crawling out from underneath a table I wasn't able to move out of the backyard. And that was kind of indicative, I thought, of, well, maybe this is a true silence. This is, having went through all the tumult that had came before. And sure enough, that was the worst of the storm that day. I think it's worth considering those times we have, right, when there is silence, and I think all of us could do with a little more silence in the midst of it feels like a lot of noise, be it literal noise from a storm, or various political voices, or anything else. It feels like everybody is wanting to be loud right now. And so I think it's worth being a little countercultural as Christians and take some time to embrace the silence that Elijah finds God within. Right? Elijah goes and experiences all these loud things, and then on the other side of it all there is sheer silence, or sometimes another translation is a still small voice. So what I would like you all to do is, when you go for your morning prayer or afternoon prayer or evening prayer, whenever it is you pray, I would ask that tomorrow when you do it, take a minute beforehand and just be silent. And then the next day, 2 minutes. The day after that, 3 minutes. And the day after that, 4 minutes. So by Sunday, when you start prayer, you'll have 4 minutes in advance of praying, just to collect your thoughts, to listen before you speak, to hear what God might be doing in the silence. And finally, I just got an email, so it's a loud dinging noise, right? But an email from the National Church reminding us that today is the 500th anniversary of the publishing of Martin Luther's The Freedom of a Christian. So here's a section of it that the presiding bishop thought was especially worth listening to, worth reading. So here is from A Freedom of Christian. Christians do not live in themselves, but in Christ and in their neighbor, or else they are not Christian. They live in Christ through faith, and in the neighbor through love. Through faith, they are caught up beyond themselves into God. Likewise, through love, they fall down beneath themselves into the neighbor, remaining nevertheless always in God and in God's love. So, with that, I would ask that we just take a few seconds of silence, and then starting tomorrow, in the midst of your prayer, take a minute, and then 2, then 3, and then 4. was just 15 seconds there, but getting us into that habit. God bless you in the storm and in the silence.